Greetings, LaGuardia. My name is Tamika Battle, and I'm honored to serve as one of the fall 2021 opening sessions co-chairs, along with my colleagues Dima Bayrakdar and David Stott. As a precursor to LaGuardia's 50th anniversary celebration that is scheduled to take place on May 4th, 2022 at 2 p.m., this year's opening session theme, 50 Years of Innovation, Excellence, and Ingenuity, Building a Bright Future Together, will continue our dialogue of lessons learned, challenges, and triumphs from last year's opening sessions by featuring a variety of presentations that will hopefully engage faculty and staff in a meaningful dialogue of community exploration, highlighting the innovation, excellence, and ingenuity of LaGuardia. Thank you. I now turn it over to my co-chair, Dima Bayrakdar.
Hello, my name is Dima Bayrakdar, one of the co-chairs for Opening Sessions 2021, alongside colleagues Tamika Battle and David Stott. We'd like to take a moment to extend gratitude to folks who have helped bring opening sessions together this year. President Adams, Provost Arcario, Gina Taraskevich, William Kelly, and all the folks over at Marketing and Communications, as well as Samantha Pomarico and all the ASL interpreters. Special gratitude to opening sessions committee members and all our colleagues who submitted innovative videos, all of which you'll see shortly, and to colleagues who submitted dynamic proposals for the morning concurrent sessions. Thank you all. Too many to name, who supported and offered guidance as we shaped opening sessions and navigated forward during a time like no other. We appreciate the ongoing collaboration with all of you. I will now pass the mic to my colleague, David.
Thank you, Tamika and Dima. I'm David Stott from the Film and Television Program in Humanities, and it's my privilege to walk you through today's program. First up, we've got presentations from President Adams and Provost Arcario. Immediately following, we've got 3 short video presentations for your viewing pleasure. Values and Action highlights students from critical thinking classes who have been working to identify and solve post-pandemic problems in their communities. LaGuardia's Academic Freedom Subcommittee will provide an update on academic freedom policies, practices, and its role in the College Senate and the University Faculty Senate of CUNY. And finally, we've got a Middle States accreditation update from our steering committee co-chairs. Following the Middle States video, we'll take a short break and resume with concurrent workshops at 10 after 10 on Zoom. Thanks for being here today. President Adams is up next.
Good morning. I'm Kenneth Adams, president of LaGuardia Community College, and welcome to Opening Sessions for Fall 2021. Some of you may be hoping that I'll devote my brief time here to a welcome back message in which I recap everything we've been doing over the summer, explain how we're doing with respect to enrollment and the budget, and describe our latest efforts to ensure that the college is a safe and healthy environment. Well, all that is very important to be sure, but I want to share some observations with you today about the theme of this event, innovation, about the importance of innovation in higher education, and in particular in community colleges, and of course, innovation at LaGuardia. Please check your emails in the coming days for updates about those important issues related to coming back to campus, and also for information about my fall State of the College address, which I'm going to give later this month. But let's go back to innovation and start with a high-level bird's eye view of what innovation is all about. Back in 2013, a friend of mine, who was then a senior vice president at IBM, Linda Sanford, was part of a panel of 12 scientists, historians, and technologists convened by The Atlantic to come up with a list of the top 50 innovations that have shaped modern life. By the way, the wheel and fire didn't make the cut because they were innovated too long ago. No, these are more innovations really around modern life. James Fallows wrote all this up for the November issue of The Atlantic that year. His article's a lot of fun. You should look it up. Before I tell you about some of the innovations in his top 50 list, consider this exercise. Fallows took the panelists' selections and he divided them into 7 functional categories. This is a helpful way to sort out the many different types of innovation. Borrowing suggestions from his panelists, Fallows sets the categories up this way. Number 1, innovations that expand human intellect. Off the list of the top 50, he pulled the personal computer and photography. 2, innovations that are integral to the physical and operating infrastructure of the modern world. Think cement, air conditioning, sanitation systems. 3 are innovations that enabled the Industrial Revolution. These include industrial steelmaking and oil refining. 4, innovations that extend life. Again, from the list of 50, one of them is refrigeration, and another are improvements in agriculture. 5 are innovations that allowed real-time communication beyond the range of the human voice. Here we have the telephone, the telegraph, and radio. 6 are innovations in the physical and movement of people and goods. The sextant was key. How about the airplane? 7, organizational breakthroughs. Here, my friend Linda, her top choice was the Gregorian calendar. Another panelist cited alphabetization. Way to put things in order. In case you're wondering, what are the top 10 of the top 50 innovations according to the panel? Well, here goes. Number 1, the printing press. Number 2, electricity. Number 3, penicillin. Number 4, semiconductor electronics. 5, optical lenses, back in the 13th century. 6, paper, from, yes, the 2nd century. 7, the internal combustion engine. 8, vaccination. By the way, first vaccination, 1796 against smallpox. 9, the internet. You know that had to make the list. And 10, that old favorite of the industrial age, the 19th century hero, the steam engine. In the interest of time, I'll spare you the remaining 40, but I think the sample is a clear reminder of the value of innovation to human progress on multiple dimensions. Okay, some innovations, like bullets or nuclear fission, they have their pluses and minuses. Let's be clear. Oh, and in case you're wondering about DNA sequencing, supercomputing, battery storage, Teslas, well, remember that the Fallows Atlantic list is now 8 years old. And that tells you something about the speed of innovation and the fleeting nature of novelty. How does innovation happen? Some technologists don't make much of a distinction between an innovation and a discovery. I do. I hold that unlike a discovery, which can occur quite by accident, most innovations are the result of trying to solve a problem, to meet a need, to make an improvement. Discovery is just that, an act of discovering or uncovering something and finding something new beneath. Innovation, it's like an intentional discovery. And what about an invention? Well, I think innovation is often just a fancy word for invention. Innovation is most often the result of combining things that we already have to make something new or better. Many innovations are really just improvements on prior innovations. Think internal combustion engine following the steam engine, or the printing press following paper, the telephone following the telegraph, the Reese's peanut butter cup following the chocolate bar, or was it the peanut butter? Many innovations result from collaborations, and often from collaborations among colleagues who are working together to solve a problem. Teamwork is often essential to successful innovations. But even the scientist working alone in her lab, focused on improving or modifying someone else's work from another corner of the globe, is engaged in a form of collaboration, though her partner may not be physically present. And what about innovation in higher education? To some observers, higher education is not the most likely place to look for innovation. After all, it's a sector steeped in age-old traditions, graduation ceremonies, convocations, honor societies, and so on, that are reenacted year after year in order to suggest gravitas, appropriateness, durability, even quality. So it sounds like a hostile environment for innovation. But, as we all know, it is generally not so. Many colleges, LaGuardia among them, strike a healthy balance between higher education tradition and forward-looking, community-serving innovation. In my view, it's precisely because of its orientation to the past and its reliance on tradition that higher education desperately needs as much innovation as possible. Indeed, great colleges are not noted for their faithful interpretations of academic tradition, for what they preserve. No, they're noted for what they produce. Graduates that make the world a better place by their innovations. Faculty that improve the human condition through cutting-edge research. Staff that invent new ways to improve outcomes for students. In 2016, William Tierney and Michael Lanford, both of the Pullias Center for Higher Education at the University of Southern California, published a helpful article on innovation in higher education. It's a chapter in Higher Education Handbook of Theory and Research called Conceptualizing Innovation in Higher Education. You can access it via Springer if Paul Arcario lets you use his account. Now, Tierney and Langford point to three types of innovation in higher education: innovative research, innovative pedagogies, innovative organizational structures. And then they cite 6 factors that can drive or inhibit innovation on college campuses. 1, diversity. 2, intrinsic motivation. 3, autonomy. 4, time. 5, efficiency. And 6, trust. Let's explore a few of these. First, the connection between diversity and innovation. It's often the case that when research partners come from diverse backgrounds, their differences lead to more successful innovations. Here's a way to think about that. Bell Labs, originally on West Street in the artist residence we now know as Westbeth, is widely regarded as one of the greatest centers of innovation of the 20th century. In his marvelous book, The Idea Factory, John Gertner reminds us that Bell Labs succeeded in part because Western Electric and later AT&T provided generous financial support to the scientists there for decades. It's a case of a corporate parent not driven by the need for short-term gain or aggressive ROI. No, the phone company played the long game. In part, it must be said, their monopoly over our telephone communications at the time enabled them to do this. Importantly, they gave their researchers autonomy and they gave them permission to fail. The list of inventions born in Bell Labs is really spectacular. But think about this. For the most part, the scientists there were all white men with similar educational pedigrees. They differed in their choice of automobile and where they played golf if they ever took a day off. But how many more innovations would have sprung from Bell Labs if that group of scientists back then had included more women, more people of color, and more people born outside the United States? Today, we recognize that diversity is an important driver of innovation. And in this case, I mean diversity of natural attributes like gender, race, country of origin, attributes of one's birth, as well as acquired attributes, such as acquired expertise and developed talents. Now hold that thought. I'm going to go back to this question of diversity and innovation in a minute. 2 was intrinsic motivation, and of course, that's essential. Few are the examples of breakthrough innovations whose authors were motivated by external incentives, like a raise or a promotion or maybe a prize. No, innovators simply need to have that inner drive motivating them to solve a problem or to make something better. Autonomy and time were key ingredients to the innovation process at Bell Labs, as I mentioned a moment ago. Now, caution, efficiency, that was number 5, or the quest for efficiency. Tierney and Langford argue is often a deterrent of innovation. And then there's trust. In the case of an organization with a culture of innovation, trust is a close relative of autonomy, as in, leave that team of researchers alone. Let them do their thing. Trust that in the end they will prevail. Innovation in community colleges. My biased view is that when it comes to innovation in higher education, community colleges are particularly important laboratories. This is especially true if you take a broad view of innovation. And let's remember, innovation in academia is not limited to scientific research at places like MIT. No, it includes innovation in student support, pedagogy, organizational management, assessment, and more. Because community colleges tend to have a 3-part mission, adult education, workforce development, and associate degree programs, they inherently have a broader range of student needs to satisfy. If they serve low-income part-time, first-generation, foreign-born students, as LaGuardia does, these needs are amplified. And this means a greater need for innovation and the chance to serve as an even bigger laboratory for such work, assuming, of course, that the institutional conditions are right. Simply put, multidimensional community colleges are more complex institutions than typical four-year colleges and require innovation across many areas if they are to be in the vanguard among their competitors and deliver satisfactory outcomes to their students. Finally, what about innovation at LaGuardia? Do we have innovation at LaGuardia in the areas outlined by Tierney and Langford? Refresher, those were innovative research, innovative pedagogies, and innovative organizational structures. The answer, I believe, is a resounding yes, all of the above. At the risk of overlooking some key LaGuardia innovation, a fear that gives me pause as your still relatively new president, let me share a few examples. The LaGuardia Program for Deaf Adults, OER, or Open Educational Resources, peer mentoring, COIL, ePortfolio, TELC, aspects of LaGuardia's assessment work, Goldman Sachs 10,000 Small Businesses Program, Middle College High School, the LaGuardia and Wagner Archives. Oh, and what about ASAP? ASAP is admittedly a CUNY innovation that we cherish here at LaGuardia. Is there a special new invention in ASAP? No. But there's a combination of basic student supports with a strong dose of intrusive advising enabled by manageable caseloads. So those components aren't new, but their combination and delivery to students are. And that's where the innovation lies. By the way, I left one out, the LaGuardia Humanitarian Initiative, another great example of a recent innovation at LaGuardia. So, in the end, what do we need to do to maintain an organizational culture that promotes all of this innovation? I would argue that we need to be sure we value the key ingredients: diversity, collaboration, trust, integrity, curiosity, community, assessment, quality. Oh, and one more, gratitude. Yes, we need to show our support and gratitude for the many faculty, staff, and students that come to campus every day with that intrinsic motivation to create, to invent, to solve, to innovate, to make the college and the world beyond LaGuardia a better place. If these sound like values we already embrace, then the LaGuardia Laboratory of Innovation is most assuredly open for business. See you later, Bell Labs. Thank you. Now, before I close, I'd like to thank the organizers of today's opening sessions event, Professors Tamika Battle, David Stott, and Dima Bayraktar. In addition, of course, a warm thank you to the American Sign Language interpreters for today's event, Mary Jo Hennessy and Jennifer Ward. Thank you.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to our 2021 opening sessions, marking the 50th anniversary of this remarkable institution. As today's event is entitled 50 Years of Innovation, Excellence, and Ingenuity. President Adams, most appropriately, I think, ended his remarks today on a note of gratitude. And that is what I'd like to expand upon in the next few minutes. On a personal note, I am deeply grateful for the opportunity I've had to be part of this community for 32 years, to be part of a community so deeply committed to our mission, to offering our students the best education possible, the education they deserve, and that will empower them to shape our society and our world. You know, I can't possibly mention everyone and all of our programs individually, and the programs I mention are meant to be emblematic of all of the innovation, excellence, and ingenuity I have witnessed at our college over the years. Our English and math departments, for example, have completely transformed developmental education at the college, increasing success rates for thousands of students. The ELA department continues to remind us of the centrality of language across the curriculum and of the assets our multilingual students bring to the table. When I first became a dean, we didn't have a separate science department. Now that department has given science education its rightful place in our curriculum and provides opportunities for undergraduate research, both in our labs and in the surrounding community, such as at Newtown Creek, opportunities that simply did not exist at this college 20 years ago. Our health programs continue to innovate pedagogically, resulting in phenomenal pass rates on licensing exams. It seems that 100% pass rates are becoming the norm. Our business department has just created our first totally online degree so that we can build upon what we've learned about online education over the past year and a half. And for many years, they've taken the lead in credit for prior learning, which now CUNY is taking up as a major initiative. Our humanities department has created many new programs over the years, a robust communication program, what I believe is the premier 2-year philosophy program, an award-winning theater program. Humanities faculty continue to enrich our community with art and music, something I think we've all been grateful for over the past year in particular. Over the years, our social science department has been a leader in promoting social justice issues with courses, events, conferences, and programs dealing with incarceration, environmental justice, and diversity and inclusion, among many other topics. And I believe that they've been a model in collaborating with colleagues across the college in these endeavors. Our library is truly a beloved entity in our institution. One example of a recent innovation from the library, they created an online concierge library service before the pandemic, which of course served them and our students very well during the past shutdown over the past year or so. How much excellence and innovation have we seen in so many other areas? I can't recount it all. Our diversity, equity, and inclusion work across the college, the CTL, the archives, high school programs, LPAC, IR, faculty scholarship, and so much more. And since I am the VP for academics, I've been focusing on the academic division, but I really want to acknowledge and express gratitude to all the divisions at the college. Our partnership over the years with student affairs, for example, around improving advisement has generated increased success for so many students, as well as the expanding array of co-curriculars, which support the notion that learning occurs both in and out of the classroom. IT has developed so many useful tools for us over many years, including, for example, the CTC tool that supports advising. The Division of Administration has done incredible work with facilities. Those of you with longer memories, like me, know how much has been improved over the years. The C building, the library, the list goes on and on. And institutional advancement has done a phenomenal job over the years in fundraising and promoting the college locally and nationally. I also deeply appreciate the work of ACE in serving the needs of our surrounding community, and I welcome the new collaborations and partnerships that we are now engaging between academic affairs and ACE. Wow, 50 years. I've only barely touched on what has been achieved. And I most certainly agree with President Adams that we have the key ingredients to build upon what has been a truly stellar track record to build a brighter future together.
Joe Shanker's vision was that he would pull together a community college that would represent the working class.
Joe would always say community is our middle name, and our job was to serve the community. What does the community need? So it wasn't so much what do we think the community ought to have, it was more what is the community telling us that they need.
The COVID-19 pandemic has had a major effect on all of our lives and throughout the world. The pandemic we're living through has made people stay home for long periods of time, feeling isolated and lonely.
Once the pandemic started, uncivil behavior and speech became even more evident, and soon everybody was divided. LaGuardia should make it its mission to let people know right away that they are a community-based school filled with diversity and different walks of life.
Diversity in educational institutes is a beautiful thing that benefits the growth in acceptance and understanding of different cultures and values.
By creating a comfortable environment for diversity, you invite different varieties further and create a safe space for inclusion as a whole. We can lead our community to respect each other, have kindness towards each other, and also create a space where we all allow others to voice their opinions and express their creativity.
Because your true self is ultimately your strongest self.
Hello. I want to join the other opening sessions presenters in welcoming you all back to our fall 2021 semester. I am Dr. Ali Brashears, and I am the current chair of the Faculty Senate Subcommittee on Academic Freedom. The other members being Drs. Leslie Skamaka, Jill Kehoe, and Sumanth Inukanda. Academic freedom is a vital component of higher education. Rooted in professional respect, it provides protections for colleges against political bullying, and it allows faculty as a group to determine research and curriculum. However, the specifics of academic freedom are complex, and it is no surprise that it is poorly understood. Last year, many of you participated in a survey from the subcommittee, the results of which suggested that there was a strong desire among LaGuardia faculty to learn more about academic freedom. It was also not surprising that many also expressed concern over the protection of academic freedom. Based on your feedback, a major goal of the subcommittee is to increase awareness and understanding of academic freedom, and to develop a strong commitment to it on campus. To this end, we are developing workshops that we hope you will find helpful. Please keep a lookout. You can also reach out to any committee member if you have questions. Thank you, and I wish you all a wonderful semester.
Hi, everyone. Hope you had a restful summer. My name is Reem Jafar. I'm a faculty in the Math, Engineering, and Computer Science department. Over the past couple of years, my colleague Justin Rogers Coopers from the English department and myself have led the steering committee for the college reaccreditation process. So we're here to give you a brief update after the completion of year 2 and as we're entering the final year of this process, and things will only get more exciting. We were so impressed by how the college community came together during the first and second year of the self-study to conduct a virtual self-study. Especially last year, year 2 was very productive. We were able to produce the drafts of the chapters, and the steering committee working groups, including the compliance and the communication teams, all did an amazing job during a very difficult time. We had 8 town halls during the month of May, and they were led primarily by the working groups, and we are happy to report that the community feedback informed the recommendations and the challenges that have emerged as a result of the inquiry process. Our town halls were well attended, and it reflects our common sense of purpose. We all want the best for our students and our entire college community. Following the conversations, very energetic conversation that took place, we have grouped the feedback by thematic directions. And we identified 4 themes: shared governance, one college, strengthening learning, and equity, inclusion, and accessibility as one theme. We have now entered the final stretch of the marathon. We may be a bit tired, but we are all excited to see the trophy that will be awaiting us next June, which is the reaffirmation of the college accreditation.
Hi, everyone. I'm Justin Rogers Cooper from the English department and the other co-chair of the Middle States self-study with Reem. Right now, we are revising the self-study report, and we will circulate the revised chapters to key constituents and bodies around the college in September, along with the rest of the community, in order to affirm those revisions and prepare for any others that come. In the fall, we will hold another town hall with asynchronous feedback sessions so that the community can provide feedback on the revised self-study and the recommendations. The evaluation team chair from Middle States will visit campus in early November in preparation for the full visit in March 2022. The final recommendations, which will be affirmed by the visiting team in March, will help determine LaGuardia's future. Since we all have a stake in that, we hope the community will come together and attend and participate in the September town hall and in the open forums during the site visit in March. We really hope these conversations and events can help bringing us together as we hopefully work more on campus. Thanks to everyone who has pushed this process forward, and also please keep reaching out to us with your questions.
Thank you so much for listening to us today and the past 2 years. We look forward to concluding these conversations in June 2022 with the college reaccreditation, with your help and with your energy and with your input. Thank you.
Thanks, everyone. Yeah, we are really excited to see what comes of the recommendations and to get your feedback on the report. And we're excited to participate in the final year of this self-study with you and the community.